Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, Out of the Park 23 Pittsburgh Pirates franchise, episode number 7, and we are here in the off-season, just getting ready for spring training, February 13th, day before Valentine's Day, and hopefully it's a good year for the Pittsburgh Pirates. A lot to talk about today. Has been an extremely busy off-season by our standards, so let's dive into what's new with the Pirates. And I apologize in advance. The audio issues always seem to find me. Murphy's Law when it comes to audio problems. Hopefully I sound about the same as I have before. I should, but having issues with the new mic I have, using it right now. It's a long story. It's not worth telling, but just want to say that up front. If there are any issues, I apologize in advance. I know people who watch this channel and play this game tend to be interested in the awards from the year before or the year of, and so I'll go back and revisit that, pulled up the old emails. Here are the AL Silver Slugger winners. I'll just scroll down here and you can pause it at any time. And here are the same award winners for the NL, including one Pittsburgh Pirate, and that is our very own Bryan Reynolds out in left field. Hit 278, 32 home runs, a 4.3 WAR season for him. And so great to see Reynolds take home that award. We'll have to comb through my emails here to find the rest. Rookie of the Year in the AL goes to Rivertown, which is just an incredible baseball name. I was watching P.F. Holden's channel, and I think he is Rivertown, not doing nearly as well as my world's Rivertown out there in Kansas City. In the NL, it was Michael Harris II for Atlanta. No votes there for the Pirates. Never really had anybody in contention anyway. Michael Harris certainly looks like somebody who's got a lot of staying power. Manager of the Year looks like Seattle got it for the AL, and the NL, Bob Melvin out there in San Diego. For the Cy Young, Shane Bieber. For the Cleveland Guardians, you can see the voting there, very close between him and Jose Suarez of the Angels. A quick look at Bieber. Really strong numbers there, led the league in innings pitched, at least for the AL. And Cy Young out in the National League goes to the Cubs and Jacob deGrom. We're going to be seeing plenty of over the next couple of years. Chicago, busy offseason for them this year as well. Big acquisition. They got Trey Turner at shortstop, and checking out the award voting here, the Pirates on that list, and I'm not really surprised by that. Very, maybe not so curiously, but Pablo Lopez got traded to the Angels. I think he was about to become a free agent, and so Miami's stumping him, but a great pitcher, and so that was a really marquee trade of the offseason. Let me see if I can find the rest. Actually, give me 1 second, and I will pull up the rest. Actually, it was staring me in the face. AL MVP goes to Mike Trout, and he won that unanimously over Corey Seager in a distant second place. 50 home runs on the year for Trout. Led in WAR and WRC Plus on base percentage and home runs. Just an incredible season for a surefire Hall of Famer. I thought in the NL, Bryan Reynolds may get some recognition, was not going to win it, but no votes for him. Fernando Tatis Jr. wins it. I think he's okay to foul. How good is he defensively? Let me see here. No, he was off. I knew he struggled defensively, which is a little strange at shortstop. I guess the ratings aren't great, but no one cares about that because the dude hit 309 with 50 home runs, and I still had almost a 9 WAR season. So that is Tatis Jr. And checking out the votes there, yeah, no Pirates on this list. I thought Reynolds might have a chance, but no such luck. I don't know if the playoff tree is still here, so I apologize for that. Let's see who won the World Series, at least for you guys, and give me 1 more second to pull that up. And it was the San Diego Padres, led by Tatis Jr., beating the Mariners in 6 for their first World Series. Check out the final game here. San Diego winning 4-2. It was not Tatis who was named MVP. It was this guy who I'm not aware of, but Corey Rozier, who was fantastic and looks like a budding star to add to that list over in San Diego. So the Padres, your 2023 World Series champs. Knew we as the Pirates had to be a lot more aggressive this year and really try to retool this roster in a couple different ways, and so we were very trade happy, and one I want to show you guys is trading headlined by Bryce Wilson, one of our starting pitchers. It looks like he'll be in the pen for the New York Yankees. sending over. They really wanted Cody Bolton, who was miserable for them, but they wanted major leaguers. They wanted guys that can help them win now. Also got Mason Martin, which really feels like a Yankees player, a Stanton, Aaron Judge type. A ton of power, low contact, super high strikeout rate, but just feels like a dude that's going to be able to put up 30 home runs in New York if he were to play a whole season. In return, I'm all about catchers. It's so hard to find good catchers, and it's my mission to try to get ones who are half decent. So Antonio Gomez, I wanted Drew Romo of legendary out of the park of past games lore, but he was too expensive. I think maybe Colorado has him. I forget who has Drew Romo in this game right now. It might be the Rockies, but got Gomez, settled on him instead. Really good catcher arm, good catcher ability, potential is all there, and the bat, I think, is going to be pretty good relative to catchers. Last year, he was in Double-A for the Yankees after starting out in Single-A and was red hot there in High-A, I should say, and did really well in Double-A. And so that's a guy, 22 years old, that may be in the majors, say, next year. Also got in return Steven Jennings, who was in my out-of-the-park franchise, I believe, in 21. Not that it matters much now, and he's not going to be a super high-quality player, but some organizational depth. I kind of threw him in there last second. Should note we have a bit of a shakeup on the coaching staff. Brian Hickerson, promoted from AAA Indianapolis, as our new pitching coach. He's going to work well, I think, with Kumar Rocker and Carmen Mazinski, and that's going to be really important. Jono Arnold, who I made the knee-jerk move to bring in right before the season last year, just did not work out. His relationships were poor. I didn't account for that enough, and so I regretted that decision. New third base coach as well, Jeff Reed. We'll pretend he's the Steelers' former kicker because that's fun to do. Temperamental, says he works well with. His personality is controlling. I don't know if that describes Jeff Reed. Maybe a sans one incident in a Sheets bathroom, but that is the coaching change there. I would say the most major immediate move for the 2024 season we made was getting Andrew Benintendi from the Washington Nationals. And he's been a solid player for the last 3 years, still just 29 years old, free agent after this year, has been consistently slightly above league average, hit for good power overall. The numbers across the board look pretty good. Maybe that BABIP comes down a little bit this year, but even if he hits a 260 with, call it roughly 18 home runs and is a positive WAR player overall, I'll be happy with him. I do have to teach him right field, because Brian Reynolds I want to keep in left, so I have some work to do there. Washington had no money. They were in the red, and so they were just trying to dump him for anything to get some money before free agency begins. I think the Nationals were pretty bad last year as well, so this deal made sense in my head. And so we got him kind of on the cheap here, gave up this shortstop. He's got some potential, but I don't think he'll ever be serviceable defensively with a 50 rating at shortstop, despite a decent infield range. I would say the biggest piece we gave up was Cal Mitchell, kind of giving them a corner outfielder back in exchange for Benintendi. Mitchell did well last year, was a 1.5 WAR player. 200. Wow, he did really well in AAA last year, and so I think that's a quality depth piece for them. And also threw in this reliever, Del Rosario, 22 years old. Didn't do much last year, but just gave them an extra piece of depth there in exchange for Andrew Benintendi. So that, I think, is the biggest move we made this offseason. But certainly not the only move we made during the offseason. I like to make my moves around winter meetings. That seems to be realistic, and I turn up the trade frequency there as well. And so going to Chicago, a catcher, because we have a ton of them, in Eli Wilson and Jared Triolo, who had played a little bit for us mainly 2 years ago, but didn't see a lot of potential there. In return, getting Yolbert Sanchez, who's a kind of a light-hitting shortstop, but I think can play good defense overall at second and short. Cup of coffee with the White Sox last year. Hard to judge that too much. Did well in AAA in fairly limited action, though, last season. Was he hurt? He didn't seem to play much last year. Okay, he broke a bone in his elbow, but like to have those quality infield types, and I think Sanchez will be one of those guys. I was running into a logjam come, Rule 5 draft time, trying to have a 40-man roster, and so I was kind of just trying to trade some guys who I wasn't planning on putting on the 40-man to protect them, and getting some guys who weren't Rule 5 eligible in return, and so ended up dealing Austin Roberts to Boston. So he'll go up north. Was in a high A ball last year, 25 years old. Probably should have been in double A. I don't know why he got moved down, but I got a lot of bullpen depth, and he wasn't one of my top guys. And so just got back a pitcher who did really well, I think, last year in a high A ball, although he's 25, Stevie Emanuels. But just some depth there. Just wanted someone who was not, going to be a threat to be taken in the Rule 5 draft. Let's see, another one I'm trying to think here that I made that I want to talk to you guys about. Big deal here, giving up several pieces. A good third base prospect in Dario Lopez, a couple of catchers overall as well, just trying to maybe clear some depth and open up spots on the roster. Also gave up Smith and Jigba. I know his brother is a star receiver at Ohio State, and in return, I wanted to get a decent power-hitting first baseman and got one in Samuel Nunez, just 19 years old, so who knows what he'll be, but has done well the last 2 seasons, and the power really started to come alive last season, and so that could be a first baseman sometime down the road. Also gave $500,000 in cash because the Dodgers, for some reason, wanted it. They have a ton of money, but they wanted the cash. Here's a deal that I might be regretting already, giving up, because we had so many second basemen I was looking at, and I said, I got to move one of these guys. I wanted somebody who had value, and so I gave up Peguero there, who had played for us last year a little bit. I called him up. He was okay. I think he'll be a good second baseman. We have so many second basemen, though, at short. I think he would be fine there as well, but I just kind of made the decision. I wanted to get some good value and some good prospects, and you had to trade somebody good to get hopefully somebody good. And I got 3 players that I like. This guy, he became I think an international free, not an international free agent, but just where did he come from? He just became a free agent from the Dominican Republic. I guess, I don't know if it's a defection or what. And he was automatically signed by the Athletics the second that his name appeared in my emails. And so I didn't know what happened there. Ended up getting him back in this trade here, 24 years old. There's no history there, so I don't know what kind of player he's going to be, but I like the profile overall, and I really wanted to get that guy. Another outfielder as well, in RJ Schreck, who had a strong season last year in A-ball, 1.3 WAR, a little bit old for A-ball, I think, but again, corner outfield potential, and really got all outfielders in return here with Carlos Pacheco, I guess is how you would say it. Not going to be probably a center field, another corner outfield type. I think his ratings have come down after I've scouted him a bit more. Maybe they stayed roughly the same. But giving me some outfield depth there and some prospects. I felt like I had a lot of second basemen, a lot of kind of the middle infielders, and didn't have a lot of outfield prospects. And with Brian Reynolds' future, say 3 years from now, a bit cloudy, I wanted to kind of get some talent back in that area of my roster. One guy I really wanted to get in return because it is so difficult to find good defensive-minded center fielders and a leader to boot was Jake Mangum, who was playing for the Mets, has yet to appear. I don't think he did appear actually in a couple of Major League games last year, but a very small cup of coffee there. And so just gave up a handful of prospects to get him. He may compete with Travis Swaggerty this year. I think that's certainly possible. Swaggerty is not a long-term option, but he is really strong defensively. That's the sole reason essentially why he's here. And so didn't have to get much for him. And he'll be a guy that I think will be at least a good replacement for Swaggerty if there's an injury, but may compete with him during spring training. A couple of guys got DFA to make room for these players, and some other Rule 5 eligible guys I wanted to protect. Those guys were Ricky DeVito, Drew Milas, who I do like, but we've added some catches we'll talk about in a moment, and Garrett Stallings, acquired in the Heath Hembree trade back in 2022. Those guys could always be in the mix, in the picture this season if injuries occur. One name who did not appear in the major transactions log, because this is technically a minor league deal, is Simon Muzzatti, who was playing for the Phillies, I want to say, maybe the Red Sox. He became a free agent, though, and I'm always a fan of those high contact, high avoid Ks, good defense guys. And so the deal on him, $1.6 million if added to the active roster. If not, he can choose to elect free agency 30 days into the year. And so he'll be in the mix there. I thought a pretty cheap ad, though, overall. He was with Philadelphia last year and really tore it up in AAA. And so he's kind of a borderline guy, but I want to see more from him. It took until January for us to make any actual free agent signings who were not acquired via trades. And the first one was Christian Vasquez, who I had interest in last year, just cost too much money, a lot cheaper this time around. And I think still has a good bat profile overall at 33 years old, but really good defensively. Want to have that captain. Was playing, I think, in maybe the Korean leagues, it looks like, last year, after playing in Boston the year before. So I don't know what I'll get from him. $3.65 million. We had some money to play around with, so it's worth spending and just trying to find a starting catcher and somebody that can be a really good locker room presence. I'm really excited about our prospects in terms of starting pitchers, but adding another starter here in Mike Soroka. Got into a bidding war with the Chicago Cubs and just wanted basically the Cubs to not get this guy as well. But Soroka's interesting, not a flamethrower, overpowering guy in terms of his stuff, but really high movement, good control. Weird season last year, barely played the majors, just 6 appearances overall. There may have been an injury as well. Okay, looks like he tore his ACL, but he came back, had a strained shoulder, so maybe cost him too much based on the lack of production there. But 1-year deal as well, $3.3 million for him. Ground ball kind of guy. Will have some good defense in the infield, I think. So I think it's worth a shot on Soroka. And that will consist of the bulk of our free agency moves and our offseason moves. We did not lose anybody in the Rule 5 draft. We did not add anybody in the Rule 5 draft. I had an open spot, looked at some players. No one I really liked enough there and would have had to eventually DFA somebody else and just didn't see that as worthwhile. Quick look around the league in terms of what teams added and lost the most this offseason. The St. Louis Cardinals adding the most, and so we'll scroll down here and see who all they added. Mitch Garver, big signing there, and big money as well, almost $23 million for the catcher, and I hate that it makes me go back to the top every single time. I wish they would fix that, but they will not, so we won't click on other names here. But Marquez, formerly of the Rockies, I don't know how he got a ton of money despite a 6+ ERA. I know it's Coors Field, but still kind of crazy there. And then adding some another starting pitcher in Sean Manaea and a couple of bullpen guys as well, adding 24 players in total. So they really had a busy offseason. We'll just check at our list here. I think we are at 0.02 or 0.2, I should say, 0.2 in terms of the net WAR gain, and that's from Benintendi, losing Bryce Wilson and Paguro via trade. So that is the offseason recap. We'll pick things back up in this video after spring training, and we'll recap what happened during the spring and get you ready for opening day. And welcome to the Pittsburgh Pirates 2024 opening day. We'll take a quick look at preseason predictions and our roster before we play the Chicago Cubs here on opening day. You can see in the AL the Tampa Bay Rays, Kansas City Royals, and LA Angels predicted to win their divisions. And I'll pause here so you can look at the top hitters and pitchers from the AL. From the NL, it's Atlanta, St. Louis, and San Diego. You can see the Pirates 76 and 86, so still last, but an improvement. Cardinals favored here, followed by the Cubs, who we'll see in a moment. No Pirates on the top hitters or pitchers list, I don't believe, at least last I checked. Nope, don't see anyone on there. See a lot of Cubs, though, on the pitchers side of things, with Joe Musgrove, former Pirate, and there is Jacob deGrom, of course. Now taking a look at our lineups here against righties and just how the roster has been constructed. We are down to our 26 players. At catcher, it's Christian Vasquez, signed this offseason. Backing him up will be Antonio Gomez. Had a decent spring training. The average was low, but overall liked the job that he did. Got on base at a fairly high clip and I think has good catcher ability and potential. We'll have O'Neal Cruz at first base, Andy Rodriguez, our DH. He'll back him up, hoping for a good season from him with the bat. Otto Lopez at second. I've seen some regression with him, but missed most of last year with a concussion. Hopefully he can bounce back. Ke'Bryan Hayes at third, of course. Shortstop will be a bit of a platoon between Wilfredo Tovar, the veteran, and the man we traded over from Chicago, Yolbert Sanchez, and so we'll kind of let those guys split time to figure things out. Brian Reynolds out in left. Travis Swaggerty did hold off Jake Magnum, and Swaggerty had a really strong spring and is the better defender, but certainly his spot I would not call safe. Andrew Benintendi out in right. I was trying to get his right field rating as high as I could, hopefully at a 50 or at least 45. It remained at 40 despite me giving him ample time this spring. Like I said, Rodriguez at DH, Nick Gonzalez will be the backup there, and they'll probably switch off so they're all getting time. Gonzalez also seeing time at second, rotating with Otto Lopez. Pitching standpoint, by the way, we did lose some guys here. Beck Way is hurt. Oviedo's been out since the offseason. Mitch Keller was the big injury here, shoulder inflammation in early March, and so he's on the 60-day DL right now. In terms of the rotation, Mike Soroka will get the ball today and be on the hill against Chicago, followed by Carmen Mazinski, Kumar Rocker. Michael Burrows will replace the injured Mitch Keller, one of our many prospects in terms of starting pitchers, and hoping for a much better year from Ronzi Contreras. He really struggled last year, ERA of almost 6, and the BABIP was not that high, and so don't know how much is left for him, but we're going to give it a shot. I think it's 8-man bullpen here. 4 righties, 4 lefties. David Bednar, Tim Hill, Phoenix Sanders, Will Crow, Trey McGow beating out Matt Kranchik for long relief, Darian Nunez, Jason Foley, and Ryan Brokey. And I need to take a second here to get the roles all created, so I'll do that, and then we'll get out to opening day. And if you're wondering how the bullpen looks, there you go. Bednar, our closer/stopper. Tim Hill, one of the best lefty specialists in the game. McGow, the long man. Brokey's going to see some time as a specialist and middle relief as well, so that's how that looks. Looking at the lineups here on opening day, the Cubs should be the favorites in this one. Some really big, important names here are Nico Horner, Trey Turner, signed over in the offseason to a massive contract, so that was certainly one of their prizes. They also signed Jesse Winker, former Guardian, Brennan Davis, one of the better players in baseball as well, and so that's a really strong heart of the order. Flores, Suzuki, Wisdom, and Torrens, the catcher for Chicago. And for the Pirates, it's the lineup we just discussed with Lopez, Hayes, Benintendi, Reynolds, Rodriguez, Cruz, Stovar, Swaggerty, Vasquez, Mike Soroka on the hill, signed over. The Cubs tried to sign him, and we gave him the better deal. So the Canadian from Calgary will face off against not DeGrom, which is a little strange. I'm not sure what's going on there. DeGrom is healthy. We'll face Anthony DeSclafani today, who had a middling average ERA in season last year for Atlanta, signed over this offseason. So not sure why we're not facing DeGrom, but I'm not complaining either. So we'll take you out to, we're at PNC Park today. So yeah, it's a home opener, season opener for the 2024 season. And welcome to the 2024 season opener for your Pittsburgh Pirates here at PNC Park, Pittsburgh, hoping for a much better season than a year ago where they did not even crack the 70 win mark. So we'll see what happens today with Mike Soroka facing off against Tim LaCastro. So first pitch here at PNC Park. Glad you guys are back with us here and hoping for a much better season. Hopefully we can slow down and find some things to talk about, as the first out will be recorded to Tovar, replacing Andrelton Simmons, who was signed last year. Did not work out great for us. Full count to Horner, and he will hit that right back at Tovar. So busy day for the Pirates shortstop. Again, him and Yolbert Sanchez will rotate as Trey Turner in his first at bat as a Cub with a double to the wall, and so slide into second, and that's why they paid him that massive, I think, $30 million plus per year contract. And again, the heart of the order, the problem here for Pittsburgh, and Chicago adding Turner and Jesse Winker. That one gets past Vasquez. Brought him in for his defensive ability. Don't know if that was more on the pitcher or the catcher. It's a new pitcher, new catcher. Soroka. I keep wanting to say Sirocco for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there. Walks Winker to face Brennan Davis. 1-1 count. That one hit well and caught by Swaggerty. Wasn't sure if that was going to get over his head, but Swaggerty, great glove in center. That's the primary reason, really the only reason why he's here. Had a good spring. And so Turner's double does not hurt Pittsburgh. Otto Lopez leading off. Again, missed most of last year with a concussion. Suffered last spring training. Seen some regression in his game this offseason, which is concerning as he strikes out. Hayes 2-2, and he will ground to short. So it's been a busy day for the shortstops, both Pittsburgh and Chicago. That's Turner at short, not known for his great defense. As Benintendi in his first at bat as a Pittsburgh Pirate, a fly out to left. We'll go top two, still scoreless. Soroka facing Wilmer Flores. And some control issues today. That's the second 4-pitch walk he's issued. First one to Winker. As Soroka has good control. 1-2 now, and that one hit to left. Playable. And Reynolds makes the catch for out number 1. Patrick Wisdom, a lot of power in that bat, a name I am not that familiar with. He's got a lot of power, kind of a Joey Gallo type. Hit 199, but 23 home runs last year. 2-0. And that one is going to get down over Tovar's head. Runner's going to hold at second. So 2 on, 1 out. For the 9th spot in the order, Louis Cardinals, the catcher. 2-2 count. And that one hit the third. Hayes to second, and they'll turn it. Pirates get the double play. And Soroka working around trouble early here. A couple of base runners on early. Bryan Reynolds, great year last year. 30 home run season. And his first at bat this year will be a good one to the wall. Of the extra bases for Bryan Reynolds, sliding in the second with a leadoff double. Need another good year from Reynolds. Certainly the fan favorite here. Endy Rodriguez, I think there's a lot of potential for him. Just can he turn that into reality, as he will advance the runner on that weak ground out to second. And so Reynolds will go to third. Oneil Cruz, can he be the breakout player? And that looks like it should bring home Reynolds. That's deep in right. We're going to send it. And wow, Reynolds got thrown out by Suzuki in right. And so we'll go top 3. I wish Out of the Park, it's had this glitch for years where you don't see the play at the plate. Sometimes it just takes you to the next moment. So we're scoreless though, top 3. Thought that was deep enough. That one dribbled. Soroka has it. And that'll retire LaCastro. It's important to get him out as you face Hoerner, Turner, and Winker. The bunt here from Hoerner, and that's caught by Soroka. So interesting to see Hoerner try to lay down the bunt, popped it up. 2 out, nobody on for Trey Turner. Doubled his last at bat. His first at bat as a Cub. This one will be less productive. Swaggerty coming in, makes the catch. Will go bottom 3, still scoreless. Wilfredo Tovar, the bat. You know, he was a really good story last year from independent ball. I don't know how long he'll last this year. I think Sanchez will probably cut into his playing time pretty heavily. We are substantially weak in the bottom of the order, though as I say that, Swaggerty rips one down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases for him. The second double of the game. It's been the outfielders with the extra base hits. First Reynolds, and now Swaggerty. As Vasquez, the captain, the leader, first at bat as a Pittsburgh Pirate. 1-1 count, and that one is going to get through the diving second baseman. Swaggerty's going to test the arm of Suzuki, and he will be in safe. And so the Pittsburgh Pirates get the first run and the first lead of the season, 1-0. So I just kind of criticized the bottom of the order for potential lack of production, and they drive in the first run of the game in the 2024 year as Lopez bounces it to short, and they'll turn 2 on him. But the Pirates strike first thanks to Travis Swaggerty and Christian Vasquez. Soroka, 46 pitches in to face Winker, 1-2 count. And he'll get Winker looking on the sinker, caught the outside corner at 90 miles an hour. 2-2 to Brennan Davis, and that one hit back up the middle. That'll skip into the outfield. Swaggerty will glove it. He bobbled it, looks like for a second there, but Davis will hold. Flores coming in. That one lofted into the air. Swaggerty hopefully less trouble with this one, and he'll make the play. 2 out, 1 on for Suzuki. Throughout, Bryan Reynolds got the assist earlier in this game. Try and help his own cause, but Swaggerty, good read on it. He'll make the catch. Cubs still scoreless. Pittsburgh leading 1-0 as we go bottom 4. Imagine we'll see Jacob deGrom tomorrow. Again, I think he pitched the last day of spring training, and I guess that's the reason why he wasn't pitching today, but he was 100%. I'm not quite sure, but DeSclafani gets his second strikeout of the game on Ke'Bryan Hayes, as that one's hit to left, going back and caught at the track. That was Benintendi trying to drive one to left. 2-0 to Reynolds with a double today, and he will go against the shift here. That'll fall in, so a double and a single for Reynolds. Great start to his season. Endy Rodriguez, man, really could use a good year from him. And that one's inside, and so DeSclafani's going to get himself into some trouble here. First and second, 2 out for Oneil Cruz. Tried to get the RBI opportunity earlier, but Suzuki with that great arm took it away. Cruz to Suzuki again this time, and should we send the runner? He's going to go on his own volition here, and This time, Reynolds will get in to beat the throw as I hit the button by mistake, and that one's going to get down as well, and the runner's going to come in again. And so, Pirates up 3-0 here. Wilfredo Tovar, back-to-back singles from Cruz, and Tovar makes it 3-0 for Swaggerty. As DeSclafani already up to over 60 pitches, 1-2 count. Swaggerty with a double today, but he will ground out the second. But Pittsburgh gets 2, and they lead the Cubs 3-0 on opening day. Patrick Wisdom just have to keep the ball in the yard against him. And never mind about that. The one thing that couldn't happen did happen. That one able to sneak inside the foul pole out and left. 344, it's that short wall and left. And so Wisdom will give Chicago their first run. Pittsburgh still leads 3-1 for Torrens, the catcher. And that one grounded softly to short. Tovar has it, throws on to Cruz for the first out. 3-1, top 5 here. Just before 5 o'clock here on opening day. Afternoon baseball for opening day. Not my favorite. You'd prefer the evening game, get more people to attend. Don't really love the, whatever that is, 2 o'clock maybe first pitch. Not sure what time this thing kicked off. LeCastro in the center, or in the right, I should say, for a single. So Soroka, a little trouble here against Horner, falls behind him, and he will walk him, and so that's going to be an issue for Soroka. 75 pitches opening day. You want to get the bullpen moving around here. Will Crow's going to get up to face Trey Turner. Obviously, Soroka staying in the game, still full count, and that one going to drop at the feet of Swaggerty. One's going to come in, and so it's 3-2. And this game potentially turning as we're going to go out there and talk to... I'm forgetting how to do this for a second here. Hold on. How do I do the Mound Visit? There we go. That might be staring me in the face. Let's go talk. Crow is ready. Maybe I should have put in a lefty. Maybe I did a bad job trying to get a good approach here. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for Soroka. We're going to bring in Will Crow to face Winker. 2-2 count. And that one hit the first. Cruz has it. Can they turn it? They will not turn the double play. They'll get the force at second. So runners on the corners, 2 out to face Brennan Davis. Ah, man. Flores on deck. Not as impactful of a hitter, but I don't think I want to walk Davis here. Do you want to pitch around him, though, is maybe the question. Not going to do that. Just going to go after him here. 1-2 from Crow. And he'll strike him out. Check swing, ring him up. And so Pittsburgh holding on to that lead here, 3-2, as we'll go bottom 5. Vasquez grounding out to start the inning. See, Crow threw just 9 pitches. We'll keep him in for the 6th. Otto Lopez, 1-2 count. Bit of a tough day for him, as he will ground that weakly to third. He could not beat it out, gets him by a step. Nice play there from Wisdom in the hole. Ke'Bryan Hayes. That one hit well past short, and so that'll be a single. First hit of the season for Ke'Bryan Hayes. His numbers, maybe the contacts come down just a little bit, but the defense is excellent. Would be a good time for the first hit of Andrew Benintende's Pirates career, traded over from Washington this offseason. That one grounded the pitcher, but he'll beat it out. Infield single for Andrew Benintende. And so Brian Reynolds 2 for 2. DeSclafani staying in the game. 85 pitches on opening day. He's labored. 1-1 to Reynolds. And that one hit well, but it's got a lot of carry in the air, and the ballpark will hold it. LeCastro makes the catch. Pirates still lead 3-2. Will go top 6. Will Crow remaining in the game to face Wilmer Flores. Just after 5 o'clock here, as Flores rips that one back up the middle for a leadoff single. Chicago's offense coming to life here, it feels like. Let's see. Maybe we'll get Phoenix Sanders. Moving around, missed most of the last year with an injury. The bunt again, so it's been a bunt-heavy day. Crow gets the force at second. So a nice defensive play by Will Crow. Now facing Wisdom, who got the Cubs on the board first with a solo shot down the left field line. 2-2 count to Vasquez, the pitch from Crow. And he'll strike him out. 98 at the knees. And now Torrens, the 9-hitter, 0 for 2 today. And the runner will go. Vasquez the throw, and they will throw him out. Suzuki gets caught stealing. So good job there. That's going to close the book on Anthony DeSclafani. Luis Devers coming in, 23 years old. Pitched last year out of the pen, 35 appearances for the Cubs. As we'll look at Phoenix Sanders here, I think he'll come in maybe next. It's getting a bit of a high leverage situation. Don't really know exactly who Phoenix Sanders is after, like I said, barely pitching last year. I think he threw 4 pitches, hurt his arm, had a setback, and that was all she wrote. But we'll go back to the Pirates, hopefully to gain some insurance. Andy Rodriguez leading things off. And that one hit the first. And so there'll be one away for O'Neal Cruz. 1-1 count to him. 18 home runs last year for Cruz, at a single to start his 2024 season. Playing a lot of first, but has the versatility to move around anywhere. Play both corner outfield spots, play short, play some third. Maybe back up Ke'Bryan Hayes. Tovar single today, but he might run into a double play. He will not. They'll just get Cruz at second, 2 out for Swaggerty. Has a double today, but no hit there, as that one's grounded to short. Throw into second, will go top 7. Pirates still lead by a run. We will bring Phoenix Sanders in to face the 9-hitter Torrens. And Torrens, that one in the left. Sliding job by Reynolds just to cut that one down so it doesn't go to the wall. But LeCastro coming up now with a bunt again. Really bunt-heavy approach. They'll get the runner, get LeCastro at first. Runner will go to second. And so small ball from the Cubs here. A little surprising to see. Now facing Horner. Big at bat here. And a balk. Ooh, not a good start for Sanders. He's missed a lot of time, but you can't balk there. This Torrens will go to third, and it's just 90 feet away from tying this game up. Could we see a squeeze play here? As Horner, no, swing on through it. And now Trey Turner stepping in. I think we might want to go to the pen. I know Sanders has thrown literally just 7 pitches. But I might want to go with Foley a bit more than Sanders. Those are kind of famous last words said by managers, but we're going to go with Jason Foley to face Trey Turner. 1-2 count. Foley claimed off of waivers last year. He'll get Turner swinging through the fastball, and that's a big out there from Jason Foley. Pirates still lead 3-2. Vasquez, Lopez, and Hayes coming up. As Vasquez strikes out, that's Devers with his first K of the year. Otto Lopez, tough day for him, and doesn't get any easier. That one in the air. LeCastro makes the catch. Ke'Bryan Hayes single his last at bat. 2-2 count. He'll look at strike 3, and we'll go to the 8th. As the Cubs, 6 outs to go. Trying to get that run. It'll start with the dangerous Jesse Winker, as Foley falls behind 3-0, and he'll walk Winker on 4 pitches. Don't love to see that. As Brennan Davis, full count. That one hit to second. Can they turn 2? And the Pirates, good defense there. And Foley able to induce the ground ball. Wilmer Flores, 2 out, nobody on. Foley, the control issues are popping up right now. And we're going to have to probably make a change here, I'm thinking. I don't want to have to get a lefty in, but I'm only down to 1 righty and David Bednar. I don't think if I visit the mound, he's going to be ready in time. We're going to put Tim Hill in the game, because Foley's control just seems a bit wild today. Now facing Suzuki, the right fielder. That one hit back to Hill. Throw on the first, and Pirates get out of the inning. Looking for insurance here as new pitcher coming in. Aaron Loup, the veteran, 36 years old, was with the LA Angels last year, a middling season. As Andrew Benintendi coming in to lead off, and that one hit to right, and Suzuki comes in on a liner. For out number 1, Brian Reynolds. 2-2 count. And that one hit the left, and that one's going to drop in at the feet. That was Davis coming in, could not corral it. Andy Rodriguez has a walk today, looking for that first hit though, and he'll look at a strikeout instead. O'Neal Cruz coming in, 1-0 count. That one ripped down the line in right. Reynolds should be able to go to third. Now he's going to hold. Again, that arm by Suzuki. Reynolds probably thinking about when he got thrown out earlier. Does not want to test it again. 2 outs, runner on second. The old adage, don't make the first or third out at third base. Tovar coming up. Do I want a pinch hit for him? I'm going to keep him in facing the lefty here, I think. I'm going to bring in Nick Gonzalez here, try to get the insurance run. Nick Gonzalez going to play some second DH for us, still regarded as a high prospect. And Gonzalez floats that one in the air, and that's not going to bring home an insurance run. So we'll go top 9, Pirates up by a run 3-2. All right, Yolbert Sanchez coming into play short. Tucupita Marcano coming in at first because I accidentally put Sanchez over O'Neal Cruz and didn't realize it, and so that's my mistake. I'm a little rusty playing these games out, but it'll all be okay. David Bednar coming in to try to close this one out, facing Wisdom, Torrens, and LaCastro. Hopefully you can get those guys before you have to face the rest of the order. David Bednar, the closer the last couple years, 20-something saves last year, as that one's going to be a strike 3, but he's going to get there. It'll be a wild pitch, drop strike 3, and that's a tough way to start this one for sure. As Torrens steps in, tying run at first. The bunt again, bunt happy Cubs. Oh my goodness, and there's an error. And the throw's off the mark, so don't put it on Marcano. And this thing's starting to unravel. First and second, nobody out. 0-2 to LaCastro, got to get him here. This one's going to get through past Hayes. The runner is going to come home, and we are all tied up. What a mess. What a disaster. Wild pitch on the third strike. The error, and we are tied with nobody out. And now facing Horner, Turner, and Winker. Oh, my goodness. What a mess on opening day. The bunt again. Cubs playing a ton of small ball. They will get the force here at third. How many bunts can the Cubs do today? I'm not sure who's running this team. Pretty wild. Horner, I think that's a second bunt, but runners on first and second, 1 out for Turner with Winker on deck. 0-2 to Turner. And that one hit to short. Diving play by Sanchez, and it's bobbled and thrown away. The runner's going to hold. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh my goodness, it's Little League Baseball. Lopez dropped it. It wasn't even on Sanchez. The replacements, don't blame the defensive replacements here. Base is loaded, 1 out. Unbelievable inning here. Got to get a strikeout. And there's one from Bednar to Winker. And now facing Brennan Davis in this tie game. Davis 1 for 4 today. And that one's going to get away, because why not? Just a comedy of errors as the Cubs take the lead with barely doing anything. It's just been errors and wild pitches, and I hope this does not set the tone of the year. As that one out, caught by Swaggerty, but the Cubs, with barely having to lift a finger, take the lead here. Unbelievable. And I don't have a lot of bench replacements right now either, just Gomez, the catcher, to face Roberts. It was with Chicago last year, now I guess working as their closer. Really just can't believe the mess here. Just squandered this opportunity. Swaggerty, he'll fly out to right. You want to set the tone well at PNC Park on opening day. Just does not happen. We're going to bring in Gomez to replace Vasquez. I don't know. I mean, you'd think with Vasquez he could handle some of the stuff behind the plate. 2-0 to Gomez. That one's going to be hit well. That's going to get to the wall. So a double for the, I believe, debut at bat, not only in Pittsburgh, but as a major leaguer for Antonio Gomez. And so that's a positive, and Pirates trying to claw their way back. Otto Lopez needs a hit today. It's been a tough day for Otto Lopez. Not a lot of speed at second. No pinch runner to replace Gomez with. 2-0 to Lopez. That was going to be grounded. It's going to force Gomez to stay at second. And the Pirates are down to their last out. And it's going to be Ke'Bryan Hayes, 1 for 4 today. 2 out. Runner on second. Pirates down a run. 0-2 count. And Hayes looks at strike 3. The Cubs will win at opening day. And what an undeserved win and a well-deserved loss for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Well, it was all going well until it wasn't. 2 runs in the ninth. Pirates 2 errors, had 12 hits total. The offense felt decent for the day, but all went awry in the ninth inning. Errors on Bednar and Lopez. A pass ball by Vasquez. Just Really squandered a great opportunity to win this one. Don't know what the heck to say. 38,000 disappointed Pirates fans. So the Cubs will take that one. But it is one day in a long year, and it's just one of 162. And so that's how this goes. Starling Marte, by the way, is carrying over a hit streak from last year. It's now 33 games. So incredible stuff here for Starling Marte. We'll keep you posted on that. But that'll do it for today's video. We'll come back. I like to kind of break up the time here and kind of speed through these seasons a little bit faster. So probably around the draft or trade deadline, we'll come back and see how the Pirates are doing, and we'll let you know if they're competitive or if this year's like last and it's kind of a lost season. The opening day indication has not been super strong. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you soon.